Let's talk a little bit about lead conversion. And I really want to talk about this because I see that this is a massive issue for practitioners. They don't teach you it in school, and it's important. And if we could turn every lead into a long-term client, our business would be in great shape. Now, one thing I hear a lot from practitioners now is my patients can't afford the remedies. And yes, I know we're in a recession, but I also know that on Black Friday, people bought more crap than they've ever bought before. And and so basically when someone says I can't afford your products, what they're actually saying is that I'd rather have a fourth TV for my house than buy your products. So there is a way that you can actually be able to make people take all of your recommendations and become a long-term client. And so what we're going to talk about here is the 6 questions that have to be answered in order for someone to become a long-term client. And they have to be answered in this order. There's no point answering question 6 before you answer question 1. In fact, that is the reason why things fail. If someone comes in and asks, oh, how much is this going to cost? And you tell them, oh, it's going to be somewhere between $500 and $600 for the first appointment. Oh, cash in hand, by the way. We only take cash or credit card. And then it's going to be about $300 an appointment for the next 10 years. You know, they'll probably get up and walk away straight away. Whereas if you're able to actually guide them to the fact that you don't know how much this is going to cost, it's based on the individual, you know, you can start to build up. You have an opportunity to build up the value. And I know the value that all of you guys offer is massive, so don't sell yourself short and get this right. So the first question that has to be answered is, who is this person and how can they help me? Now, the reason why this is huge is because I know a lot of practitioners tell me, oh, patients that are referred to me always take my recommendations, but the patients that aren't referred to me always, they're always scared to, they always see if they can, like, oh, they don't want to buy all the products or they don't want to commit to that many sessions. Why is this? It's credibility. So how do you develop credibility? A lot of practitioners do it by putting all of their certificates all over the wall. But I think the atmosphere of your practice is huge.
Yeah.
The congruence of your website and your practice is huge.
Yeah.
If you have a purple esoteric website and you're trying to be a clinician, don't expect that people are going to sign up for one of your an appointment. It needs to be a congruent experience. If you go to restaurants, you can tell where it's an incongruent experience, and it's the same with the practice. People just can when they see something that doesn't quite add up. And I think a lot of holistic practitioners have been guilty of this. And so focusing on credibility, and that's the first one. So who is this person and can they help me? So this is the first question, and developing credibility is huge. The second is my mind revitalized about my current issues and potential solutions? If a person comes to you and thinks exactly the same about their condition as when they walk in, like if they come in with depression and at the end of it they know nothing else about depression apart from the fact that her regular medical doctor is recommending Zoloft and you're recommending Valerian, it's very easy for them to see, well, Zoloft has clinical trials, Valerian, all that stuff. The way that you need to be able to revitalize people, and the way that you revitalize people is asking questions. And practitioners generally are quite good at this, or very good at this, because you have your intake form and you ask questions. But I would say that really asking questions about what their health issue means to them and what they're unable to do because of their health issue, and really getting clear as to how their health issue is impinging on their life, so that you can really start to be clear with them about the benefits of getting rid of this issue. One question that any of you holistic practitioners could answer or ask on here that would probably blow their mind straight away is, look, would you like me just to work with the symptom, or are you ready to get rid of this symptom forever? Now that is a great question, and that makes them think, wow, it's actually possible for me to no longer have irritable bowel disease? Of course it is. You just haven't been told that, So asking these kind of questions is key. So is my mind revitalized? You have to revitalize their mind. Third, what modalities are being recommended, being very clear about those modalities and what they're being provided and the benefits of those modalities. But when you're talking about the benefits, and this is part 4, be very specific to them. So if they say, they can't play with their grandchildren because they've got such bad back pain, say, if you come in for this many sessions and you do this protocol, it's going to help your back pain, and that's really going to allow you to play with your children, and that's really what you're looking for, isn't it? Connecting what they're looking for to what you're providing is key. Part 5, can they prove what they're claiming? Can you prove what you're claiming? That's a good question. Do you have good testimonials? Are these testimonials, this is really going back to the first question, do you have testimonials from people on their specific issue? You know, the collection of testimonials and getting them in the right place is huge. And then part 6 is, what is the investment? And at this point, they start looking at the investment. Is it an investment, not as a cost? At the beginning, it looks like a cost. It's going to cost me this much, and you know, God knows what's going to happen. Whereas when it's an investment, it's like, okay, I see the potential investment, and it's worth $10,000 to me to be able to, you know, not have this pain. And what you'll be able to see, or you know, to be able to feel better, or to be able to live another 5 years with quality of life, or you know, to not have these screaming headaches every morning. So these are the kind of things that needs to happen, and this has to happen in this order. So in our Inner Circle membership, we're going to hear from the best of the best practitioners who have not only done this, but have taught this, and they're going to be teaching us how to do this process, you know, elegantly, to be able to be effective and to be able to turn every new lead into a practitioner, and in this into a patient, into a long-term patient. And we're also going to be looking at how to do this digitally. So what it takes on a website in order to turn into a traffic conversion machine. So this part of the program is called lead conversion, and or lead development, and we're really excited to bring this, because I'm not sure if anyone's talked about this before, but I just see as this is such a huge issue for holistic practitioners.
Yeah, that's great. Before you move on, James, one of the things that I heard before, and I heard this in a positive light, but I could also see how other people take this, but rather than saying, I can't afford something, what you want to do is say, I'm choosing not to buy that right now. And in the same way, what you could say, like when potential clients or prospects come in and say, I can't afford that, what they're really saying is, I'm choosing not to buy that right now. And they're probably choosing not to buy it because these questions haven't been answered. They don't understand how their life is really going to change and benefit from it, because if they did, that would be a no-brainer for them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's really, you know, taking them through that process. And really, I think what you mentioned there too is so valuable, is to really connect your solutions to their needs. It's not somebody else's needs, it's their specific needs. And when they understand how it relates to them and how their life is going to change and benefit from it, they're sold.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a great point. And all right.